Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to talk about how to become a flight attendant. No, I am not currently dressed as a flight attendant, completely out of compliance, not even proper non-rev attire, but I am currently on a layover and I just went out to lunch with some friends, and instead of sleeping my layover away, I decided to spend it with you guys and answer the number one question I get asked is how to become a flight attendant. And I never get tired of answering this question because I'm like, all right, let me tell you my secrets. I got the sauce. Let me give you the recipe. I'm just kidding. No. First step, apply. Apply. Just apply. You don't need any special skills. You don't need any special training. You don't have to go to the flight academy type situations. Whatever company that hires you, they are going to train you and they're going to teach you everything you need to know. So when you decide that, when the idea of becoming a flight attendant pops in your head and you're like, I want to do this is for me, start applying. Also, you want to make sure that you have a passport. That's actually the fifth thing. So high school diploma, clean background, can pass a drug test, customer service, and a passport. You need all 5 of those things to get you through the door. When you apply to be a flight attendant, you want to make your resume very you want to just put everything in there. They're looking for personality. They're looking for people that can get along with people. They're looking for medical experience. They're looking for people that can speak multiple languages. They are looking for people that have customer service experience, leadership experience. They are looking for people that in an emergency can save somebody's life, but also you can go and have a beer with. So when you make this decision, you want to start applying. I used flightattendantcareer.com. They literally had every airline that was hiring, it was on there, and I applied to every last one of them. I applied to so many that I actually, when some of them were hitting me back or emailing me that they wanted to do a video interview or wanted me to come in person, I had forgot that I applied to them. So the first step in becoming a flight attendant is to apply. So the second step is the interview, which is very important. Most of the time it will be a video interview. You've done your application, they've seen it, they like what you had to offer, they emailed you back. Now they want to see what you look like, they want to see your personality, they want to see how professional you are. So they'll usually ask for a video interview. Sometimes you go straight to a face-to-face interview. At the current airline that I'm working at, I went straight to a face-to-face, but during this process when I was becoming a flight attendant, I did multiple video interviews. So in the video interview, it is not live, it's recorded. So that kind of helped me relax a little bit to know I wouldn't be talking to somebody directly. But it's recorded. They usually ask you about 5 to 6 questions. I've never had more than 6 questions. Basically, you want to make sure you're in a quiet and professional setting. The lighting is good. You want to look the part. And by looking the part, you want to look like a flight attendant. They say dress for the job you want. Dress like a flight attendant for your interview. For ladies, that's the classic red lip or pink lip. Very natural looking makeup. Your hair should be... it's usually recommended to be up. I do know that certain airlines do allow you to wear your hair down, but I did have my hair up because for most airlines that's out of compliance. So hair up, no tattoos showing. You don't want any super long nails. You want them really clean and short, red, clear, nothing super crazy as far as coloring goes. Your hair, natural colors only, so natural blondes, natural reds, browns, blacks, very natural colors. They don't really do well with the different, the eccentric colors, so you want to be very natural looking. For men, a mustache is good. Beard, I recommend that you just completely take it off, especially for the interview process. There may be like, they may allow you to have like 1 or 2 inches of hair on your face, and they'll tell you about that once you go to the training process. But just to be on the safe side, men, I wouldn't do a beard at all. You want to wear very solid colors. So I mean, stripes are fine if you want, but like nothing multicolored, nothing too brightly colored. You want to do navy blues, you want to do whites, you want to do reds, you want to do black, you want to do gray. Very standard interview colors. Very professional. I wore a blazer in all of my video interviews. I highly recommend it, with a button-up shirt, and basically you just want to be very presentable, as if you were in a face-to-face interview. Okay, so fast forward. I did apply to multiple places, and I did get offered positions at places that I did a video interview. So I didn't accept those jobs. I chose the one I thought best worked for me, which is actually one that I sent out my resume, and about a month later they hit me up, and then 2 months later I was doing an interview face to face, and it was just that. They gave you all the information that you needed. When to show up, it was out of state. Sometimes you do have to fly out of state. It was not paid for, so it did have to come out of my own pocket. But when it's something that you really want, how much are you willing to pay for, you know? And they give you enough time. It's not, for me, it wasn't like, oh, be here tomorrow. I had a whole month to prepare, so the airline tickets weren't really expensive anyway. Oh my gosh, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So I never did the process of where you do a video interview and then you go to the face-to-face interview. I did the video interview. I did get some job offers. I declined. But so for the current airline that I work at, it was resume, face-to-face interview, and when I showed up, it was like 500 people there. When you are going to a face-to-face interview, you want to make sure you kept all the same requirements for the video as far as appearance. Very natural. I had blonde dreads before, and then I dyed my hair brown when I started this process, to my natural color. So I had, and dreads are acceptable as long as they are neat and clean. And yeah, if they're neat and clean, then dreads are acceptable as far as the airline that I work for and all the airlines that I apply for, because I had dreads every time I did an interview. So I had dreads that were blonde, but I dyed them brown. For my face-to-face interview, I wore a suit with a jacket. I had a nice black bag. My whole outfit was black, except I had a white blazer. And I will definitely, like, I will put pictures in the after the video at the end. I think my blazer was white with like a black leather strip right here, but it was very professional looking. And my shoes, as far as women, I did not do open toe. I did a closed toe, and I did like a 2-inch heel. I wanted to keep it very professional. It wasn't like super skinny. I didn't want to do skirt or dress because I didn't want to risk the risk. I didn't want to run the risk run the risk of it being too short, or like it riding up, or I just felt like a pantsuit was the perfect way to go, and it worked. So as far as opinion, guys, you definitely want to wear a suit. You want to wear a tie. You want to look as professional as possible when you go to see these people. When you get there, you want to smile. Flight attendants smile consistently. Like, you just smile a lot. Like, there's turbulence on the plane and you're smiling. Like, it's just smiling. And so you want to show them that you have an award-winning smile as soon as you walk through the door. You want to be polite and friendly. You want to introduce yourself. You don't want to click up and like meet one person and just talk to that person. You want to reach out and talk to different people. Show them that you work well with others. They can see that, because the interview process, when you go to a face-to-face interview, it starts as soon as you walk through the door. Like, they are looking at you. There's multiple people in there. It's not just the person that you sit face-to-face across from. People, they're looking at you. and you want to make a good impression. When I went in, I introduced myself to almost every person I passed. Hi, how are you? My name is Charnay. How are you? You know, like, I'm just introducing myself. I made so many friends there, people that didn't get the job offer, but I still keep in contact with them because I was genuine. You don't want to be fake either. If you're not a very social person, then this may not be the career for you. But yeah, they want to make they're looking. So yeah, you want to be very social when you go to these interviews. Very professional, tattoos covered. They're gonna give you all the information that you need there. My face-to-face interview was about 15 hours. Like, I got there at 6:30 in the morning and I left 9:30 at night. But I knew at the end of the night that I had the job. Or if you didn't get the job, you knew before the end of the night. You knew before you left. Some airlines do have a 2 to 3 day process. This is the only face-to-face interview I went to, so I can only speak on it. So I knew by the end of the day. So yeah, that's basically it. You just want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately, that you are smiling, you're talking, you're introducing yourself. You want to show them your personality, show them that you work well with others, show them that what they seen on, basically everything they seen on your resume, you want to show them that in the interview. That was my goal. So yeah, so the third step to becoming a flight attendant is training. Our favorite part. Training. No, it's not paid. I do understand that some airlines do pay you, and the airline that I'm currently working at, they did give us a certain amount of money to spend per day on food and necessities. Like, we couldn't spend it on anything. It was literally for food and necessities while you were in training. So it wasn't technically paid, but they gave you income to buy food and necessities. Most of the time, training will be at your base, or it'll be out of state. If you are lucky enough to live in state where your training is, that's great. But I found it really worked well that I wasn't home when I was training, because you're in school or in training 6 days a week, and it's a lot. Like, you learn stuff, and then the next day they test you on it, and then you learn a bunch of other things. So it's a lot of retention, and it was like I had to consistently remind myself to relax, enjoy the moment. Even if you don't make it through this process, you're here. You need to live in this moment. But also, you need to study. You have a test tomorrow. You have multiple tests tomorrow. But in training, they teach you everything that you need to know. Training usually lasts from 3 to 8 weeks. Mine was 3.5 weeks. Other places it's 4 weeks. Other places 6 weeks. It depends on the airline. It was crucial. It was very mentally draining. I can say that. The retention wasn't hard, because it definitely reminds you of high school, or reminds you of college. If you haven't been in a few years, then it might take you a little minute to catch up on it. To get back in the groove of it, but it's familiar to us. And sitting down learning a bunch of different things a day, like, we're kind of used to that at this point. Even if you did training for other jobs where you've had training for hours at a time, like, you understand the basics. So I don't want to say that learning the information was the hardest part. It was difficult. Sometimes you just didn't understand things, but it was mostly retention, and I had great trainers. So during training, you just have to remind yourself that you are still a person. You need to relax, that you're gonna be okay whether you make it through this process or not. And you want to remain focused. Like, I found a group of girls to study with. We studied every day. We went to class because we had morning classes, and we came home. We came to our hotel. We studied every day, and then on the way, we had breakfast together. On the way to the training, we test each other. Like, if one person didn't get it, we didn't move on until we all got it, and all of us made it. And sometimes, it was me. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of times it was me. It just take me a little minute, y'all. But I think finding like a study group is so important. I actually had an amazing group of people that I went to training with. We literally, my whole class kind of studied together. I did have a certain group of girls, like I said, that we studied with every day. But when there was a big test, we all were downstairs in the hotel lobby. Okay, you need help with this. I need help with that. We had people that put stuff on Quizlet just to help us go over it. Like, we really supported and helped each other. And I feel like that's really important because you do need a support system in training. Basically, for training, they're gonna fly you to wherever they're training you at. That'll be like their first kind of experience with the benefits, you know. And they usually tell you how to dress or what they want you in. And it just depends. It varies on the airline. I can't really speak on it. But you're gonna fly there. They're gonna put you in a hotel. They're gonna pay for your accommodations while you're there. And like I said, they did give us a money stipend that they gave us like a card, and we can use a certain amount per day. And it covered like all of my food, all the necessities that I had when I was there. So every place doesn't offer that, but some places do offer compensation for training, and sometimes you just got to do it on your own. So yeah, so that's a possibility. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I brought that up. When you decide to become a flight attendant, you want to start saving. Like, I can't tell y'all the struggle. I went from a job where I was making very good money, I feel like, every other week, and I was coming home with like tips because I worked in skincare, so people would tip me after services, to like, what is this? Like, it was crazy. So I did save a lot, but I should have saved more because even though my job changed, my expenses didn't change. So like, I was like, oh, I should only save this much because I should start making money by this point, you know, picking up trips, whatever. Start saving now. The more money you can save before you make this career change, the better. You want to start saving. As soon as that thought comes in your head and you're like, I'm gonna do this, start saving. Yes, ma'am. But anyway, yeah, so about training, some do pay you, some don't. Training is 6 days a week, and it's usually about 8 hours a day. And it's rough. You can't go to sleep, you can't doze off, you get sent home for sleeping in class. But at the end of the day, like, would you want a flight attendant that was falling asleep in class to be in charge of your life? No. You want somebody that's going to be paying attention, because situational awareness is part of being a flight attendant, and you can't be situationally aware if you're sleeping. Another part of training, so 6 days a week, about 8 hours. You do get a lunch break. They teach you everything you need to know, like everything you need to know, even down to CPR, emergency equipment, how to evacuate a plane, how long it needs to take. They teach you about tailwind. They even have a pilot come in and give you a lesson on planes, which I feel like is so important and was really interesting. So everything you need to know will be in training. And what else do I want to mention? And like I said, you have to remember to relax and breathe, because me and the girls that I studied with, we studied hard, but we also, like, we went out, we had drinks, we went to dinner, we after a big test, and maybe we had an off day the next day, we went out. We were in South Florida, so it was fun. And you want to make the best of the experience, because even though you might be giving it your all, everybody's not guaranteed to make it. And when I started this journey, and I was like, okay, we're going to training, and they told me, you know, like, you can get sent home for these reasons, I was like, okay, and I accepted that. But at the same time, I was like, because of that, I was like, I'm going to enjoy this. Like, I'm going to do what I have to do, what I came here to do, but I'm also going to enjoy this, because if I don't make it, I don't want it to be a waste of my time. I don't want it to be just like a memory that I don't enjoy, or I didn't want to look back on. And I definitely enjoyed training. Training was great. It was tough. Be prepared. Caffeine will be your best friend, because it was some late nights and early mornings, and it Caffeine, y'all. Caffeine. So yeah, those are my kind of like how to become a flight attendant. Want to apply. Once you apply, you want to rock those interviews, whether it's face-to-face or video. And once you get in training, once you rock those face-to-face interviews, you want to rock training. You want to blow them out of the water. You want to show them they hired the right person. You want to be focused while still maintaining your personality and your professional appearance. I forgot. You have to be dressed in compliance every day for training. And you're like, oh, I'm just sitting there reading. They are trying to prepare you for the job that you're going to have. And every time you go to a flight, you can't come and be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to have step today. No, you have to be in compliance every day. Like, if you're not in compliance, you can't fly. And in training, they prepare you for that. So you do have to dress professionally every day. I forgot to mention that. But so, yeah. What else? I think that's kind of like it. If you guys have any questions, or you feel I elaborated too much, or you want me to elaborate more, or you want to know more about the process on how to become a flight attendant, please comment below. Reach out to me on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Facebook. I am here for you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, comment.